Hello and welcome to a tutorial. This is part one of a two-part tutorial to connect you with some tools and techniques in Adobe Illustrator to create illustrations of elements of nature that are vector. So when you open up this file, I just want to point out a couple things. I do not have a default workspace open. I only have open from Window. I've opened up swatches and properties. Now I do want to point out that this document has some colors included in it. It has a group of a range of colors that really exist within the illustration. And then there's a couple gradients here. And actually, when you get this document, it will not have these. Those are just extra. Let's get rid of those. Yes, okay. Don't want to confuse you here. And these are gradients up here. So let's just get started. So this was the example that I created just as a reference. So with that in mind, the first thing I did is I found a good, decent photograph of a valley oak tree, and it had no background. So I brought it into this document. I placed it in the document, and then I went down here to image trace, and I made a silhouette. That's important, a silhouette. So it's just going to create a solid shape of this leaf. So click OK and expand. So now that you have this leaf, you can now go to, let's move this over so you can see this. I added a gradient. So let's go here. I added, oops, not on the stroke. It's very easy to do. Click the fill. And I added that. Now I do want to point out that if you don't know this, that if you open up from window gradient, you can change the direction of it. You could actually just put your cursor in here and just change the direction of where that gradient is coming from, like 90 degrees. It's very subtle because that's a very subtle gradient. But anyhow, I did want to point that out. And it is a linear gradient. By default, that is a linear gradient. So that is the leaf. Now what I did here to get these cast shadows is I went to Effects, I went to Stylize, and I went to Drop Shadow. But take note, I wanted it to be more of a stylized thing, so I did not add any blur. So let's look what happens if I take this down to no blur. And it was a very soft shadow. This is the distance of the offset. And then I set it to multiply, which means it will interact with the colors underneath it. And I had a very low opacity. Let's just make this even lower. Let's just say that I want something subtle. So I'm going to go with like 18%. So now I have a basic oak leaf. You could copy it and then, of course, turn it. And then you can change the shape of it because remember, nature is never absolutely, identical. So you have this. Now you could also, using the pencil tool with no fill, and you could select a stroke because the oak leaf does have a little bit of a vein in it. So you could select a color like this. And let's see, that's at 1 point. And let's just check. You could add a little smoothness to this. None of these are selected. And now let's zoom up. And the oak leaf tends to have these lines that kind of come out like this and like little fingers that kind of stem from them. Very stylized, very subtle. So this would be an add-on if you wanted to have a little bit more of a connection with how the veins of this leaf really look. I'm doing this very fast, but I just want to point that out. And then just be mindful of this. If you go to the trouble of creating an element, or it's called an asset, then what you'd want to do is you'd want to select everything and you'd want to group it. So then you have this as a resource to copy and play around with. And certainly you could, while it's selected, this is another leaf, you could do two things. You could do the direct selection, select this, and you could pick a different kind of gradient if you wanted to. Oops, again, I did the stroke. It's so easy to do that. And then, yeah, so there's that. So that is the oak leaf. The acorn was fun. And the acorn, I got a sample of an acorn, a basic shape, and then I just kind of analyzed it. It's sort of like slightly an egg shape. So I got my ellipse tool, and then I just kind of created like a kind of an egg shape. And I've got kind of a nice color in here. This looked like a pretty good color. And actually, I think the gradient makes more sense because it's kind of a shadow on that side. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that and I'm going to flip it because I want the darker side on that side. There's many ways to do this. Now there also is like a little end point on the acorn, so I'm just going to make like another little tiny egg, and I'm going to just add that here. But now, let me see. Let's zoom up just a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is, a little light. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that, and I assume that that's pretty much in the center point of that shape. And now I'm going to go to Pathfinder and join it. So now I've got this basic shape. So now I need the cap. But before I do the cap, I want to show you the technique I use to make these striations on the acorn. It's got these little kind of striations. I got my pencil, and I don't want a fill. I want a stroke. Oops. Okay. So easy. I'm going to flip this. Okay. The fill color, I don't want a gradient. I just want I'm going to go with something just to show you a little, go with this color. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of just go like this. Now I have it set to smooth. If you click on this, I've got it set to smooth. And I think maybe I need to chunk that up just a little bit, maybe make it a little lighter actually, and maybe make this a 2-point. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my curvature tool, and I'm just going to kind of, whoops, I just kind of want it to look a little, and I'm adding a node to it and then kind of pulling it down the path till it gets to be, and be aware that it doesn't have to, it can trail off because I'm going to snip this off, right? Hold down Command to quiet down that tool and click away from it. So I've got this shape here. This is pretty good. Now I'm going to copy it and copy it in place. Command or Control C, Command or Control F like Frank. It's smack dab on top of the original one. Now I'm going to go to Properties and flip it. And now I'm going to just kind of move it over here. And then I'm going to kind of guesstimate. I want to use the blend tool to create these shapes. So I'm going to figure maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe about 14. So I'm going to click this line, and I'm going to click this stroke, holding down Shift. And then I'm going to go up to Object, and I'm going to go to Blend and Blend Options. I want specified steps. I want it to align to, actually, it can just align to let's do align to the path. I don't think it makes a huge difference, but let's just try it. And what did I say? I said like maybe 14 and click OK. Nothing happened because you have to go again. It's a little clunky. You have to go down to Blend again and go to Make. And now you've got this wonderful striation. So what I did here is I selected everything. Big important thing. You have to expand that. You did an effect, a blend effect, and now you have to go to Expand and just click OK. So now let's select everything and get to the shape builder, and we'll zoom up a little bit here. And now you can hold down Option and just, it's going to get rid of the holding down Option. It's just going to snip the areas that are extending beyond your acorn shape. So now that's kind of nice and neat. Okay, and then just to be convenient, I'm going to group it. You can do quickly, it's Command or Control G for group. Okay, so now I've got my acorn. Now I need a little top cap. So what I did here is I kind of did something like this, and then it was a darker color, so I think I used, maybe use this gradient. And then what I did is I just got my curvature tool and I just started kind of adding a couple nodes and just kind of pushing it around a little bit so it looked kind of like a little bit of a bulby little top there. And then I'm going to test it to see what it looks like over here. It's pretty close. It's stylized. Maybe I'll pull on a little bit. Okay. And then what I did is I actually went to Effects, 3D Effects. I just opened up that window, but I did inflate. And I did the direction of it as just front. And lighting, it looked a little too aggressive, too dark, so I took the intensity of the light and I lightened it quite a bit. Now for the, I'm going to ungroup this because we can sort of explore something. I'm going to ungroup. So these lines are ungrouped. I'm going to look at, you can play around with the colors here. I actually think I would prefer this to be a little bit lighter there. So anyhow, so lots of different options, but that's the basic techniques I used. Group this for the acorn and the leaves, and now you can see acorns and leaves. And if you can scale this down now, hold down shift, remember, so it scales proportionally. And I just want to show you that these shadows that that effect on that shadows, if I move that leaf, if I arrange it to the front, you can see it just does some beautiful things where it'll, let's zoom up so you can see, it's going to take that shadow and just sort of cast that wonderful shadow and affect the color underneath it of the acorn. So that is part one of the oak tree tutorial, and part two I'll be showing background and adding some